Good morning from the House of Charity. My name is Nick, and I'm glad that you could all join me today. I, at the House of Charity, oversee the Safety Smart Children Fire Safety and Burn Prevention Program, and I'm joined by a very special guest slash dear coworker of mine, Janet.
Hello everyone, my name is Janet and I oversee the Safety Smart Children program, and I'm so excited to be here today, Nick.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got a lot of things to get done, but so glad that you could make it here today.
My pleasure, and thank you so much for having me here today, Nick. And so what are we going to be talking about today?
So, today I actually brought you in because of your value perspective. I figured we could talk about the subject of burns and scalds, their severity, and ultimately how to treat them, and ultimately what we could do to prevent these injuries from happening.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm very familiar with that topic. I'm sure the Safety Smart babies. So, but I have a question for you, Nick. What is it about exactly?
I'm pretty sure that at some point some of us have been burned before. But if we were to get a more technical definition, according to the Mayo Clinic, burns are tissue damage that results from heat, overexposure to the sun, or other radiation, or chemical or electrical contact. Burns can be minor medical problems or life-threatening emergencies. The treatment of burns depends on the location or severity of the burn.
Wow, that is very informative. So what are the different degrees of burn that we have?
So, funny that you bring that up. We have 4 degrees of burns. We have our 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degrees, 4th degree burns.
Can you give us an example of each?
Right. So your 1st degree burns are going to be your most common ones that we could see in our day-to-day lives. A good example of a 1st degree burn would be something like a sunburn. So it only really affects the top layer of our skin. However, we go into 2nd, 3rd degree, 4th degree burns. Now 2nd degree burns are a little bit more mild than a 1st degree. However, you can identify a 2nd degree burn by redness and swelling along with blistering. Now, an example of 2nd degree burns would be more of like thermal burns, so like our scald burns, or burns that result from electrical contact. However, 3rd and 4th degree burns, an example of when these burns might occur is definitely when you are exposed to a fire burn. Now, 3rd degree burn simply means that the burn has burned all the way through the skin. So that includes the top layer of the skin, the medium layer, and the 3rd layer of the skin. However, the 4th degree burn is like a 3rd degree burn, except for in that case, muscle and bone are also affected and burned through.
Wow, this is a refresher.
So Janet, I know so far we've covered a lot of general information, really good information, but I figured I'd bring you in today to share with our audience some perspective that you have from Safety Smart Babies.
Of course, so when we think about burn-related injuries, we often think about house fires. But like we've pointed out today, that there are many different types of burns, and there are different types of way one can get burned.
Right.
And also today, I have a statistics here with me from the Nationwide Children Hospital that tells us that on average, 120,000 children younger than 21 are treated in hospital emergency departments for burn-related injuries every year. And guess what? Scalp burns are most common in young children.
Wow, that's so unfortunate to hear, and it's so hard to think about. But I know you brought in some tips that we can follow to make sure that we all have a safety smart home.
Of course, so I've written down some tips that I'm going to share with everyone to ensure that we all have a safety smart home. And number 1, please avoid holding your baby while holding hot food or beverages, and do not place hot beverages on your baby's stroller cup handle. And keep children away from the kitchen during food preparation. And also on the dining table, please avoid tablecloth because it is easy for babies to grab the tablecloth, which might lead to like food spillage or maybe hot liquid spillage on the dining set, and we do not want that.
Right.
And also make sure you set the water heater thermostat to no more than 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can use a bath thermometer. This is what we give out for our Safety Smart babies. This will allow you to check the temperature of the water before bathing your baby. And last but not the least, please cover all your electrical outlets, especially the ones that a child can reach, whether by crawling or by walking. So make sure that if you have any frayed or damaged electrical cords, please throw them away. This way we're going to help prevent electrical burn.
Thank you for sharing all that information with us, Janet. I appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure our audience appreciates it as well. Fortunately, that's all the time we have for the day. And I want to thank Janet and our audience for tuning in. And remember, the best way to treat a burn is to ultimately prevent it from happening in the first place. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.